Okay, fourth graders, we're going to talk about estimating to make sure that your answer is reasonable. Very often, fourth graders, fifth graders, sixth graders, seventh graders, eighth graders, ninth graders, 10th graders, and so on, don't really want to double check their work to see if it's reasonable. But I implore you, I tell you, it's very important to do so. It avoids you getting frustrated because maybe you made a silly mistake. And also, it just is important for you to always be thinking mathematically and ensuring accuracy. So let's take a look at the problem 88 times. Let's go ahead and do 7, right? So let's go ahead. Remember, our little squiggly lines is what denotes estimating. And if we're going to be practicing our skills of rounding here, so 88 rounds to 90. If we rounded to 80, it would be too far away. 88 is only 2 away from 90. So we'll do that. And then, fourth graders, we can just keep our 7 because you all know the strategy of thinking about our tens, our hundreds, and so on. So if I take a look, I've got a 9 that's in the tens place, right? And I've got a 7. I can pull the 9 digit out and multiply it by the 7. And that gives me, what's 9 times 7? 63. Had to think there for a second. Oops, I've got my yellow pen. And then remember, this 0 right here is representing the 10 that we need to multiply it by. So we're going to make sure that we multiply 63 times 10, and we will get 630. And because I like to do reviews, remember, we have 9 times 10 times 7, and essentially we're saying 9 times 7 times 10. So, and if I was to figure out, if I was to go ahead and do the area model or partial product for estimating, it would look like this. I would say to myself, 8 times 7 is 56. And then remember, the 8 here is really representing an 80, okay? Really representing an 80. So now I would say 80 times 7 is 560, okay? So I'm going to do 6. 5 plus 6 is 11. I'm going to carry my 1, 6. So, okay, so let's take a look at this. This is pretty close to each other, 616 to 630. So I could say my answer is reasonable. So estimating helps us to determine whether or not our answer is reasonable. You're going to do an activity today and some practice around estimating numbers. And then you can either do partial product or the area model to get the exact. So when you see the word approximate, it's asking you to estimate. If you see the word exact, it wants you to find the exact answer. And let's see if there are any other ones that we might need to take a look at. And I think that'll be good for now. I want to just we'll just kind of peek at one more here. Let's say we have 74 times 4. Okay. We might want to say 70 times 4, because remember, with our 4, don't let this trick you. It's closer to 70. So that's our estimate. We're going to keep our 4 the same. We're going to use our strategy of pulling the digit 7 out and say 7 times 4 is 28. And then we multiply it by 10 and get 280. And then if I think about partial products and I do 70 plus 4 times 4, I'm going to do 4 times 4 equals 16. 70 times 4 equals 280. Look at that. Fourth graders, do you even see? I didn't point that up in the one above, but 280 is actually within our partial products. So we know we're on the right track. And we actually went down 4 places, which is 4 times 4 is 16. So here's the number we're missing from our estimation. And then 6, 9, 296. We can say, okay, our answer is reasonable. Okay, so that's what we're going to be practicing, and I expect to also see it when you are double checking your work on quizzes and other assignments.